whatever of live from Dream Run Camp. We are in full monsoon season here, creeping toward the end of July. We got a good dump with thunder and lightning today, but it didn't stop this crowd from turning out. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Lauren, as always, yawning behind the others, behind the camera. Yeah, more sleep for Lauren, hopefully. And so we have the college wave is like still halfway, still going. Got Tyler and David over here, college runners, living their best life. We're into things that rhyme, what names of dream runners who rhyme with Myler. So we got Tyler over here. We got Skylar over here. I have another Tyler coming in October. What else is there? Like a name that rhymes with, can't think of any. Yeah, all right, that's it. Skylers and Tylers. So my guest this evening is a gentleman by the name of Chris.
Easy. Chris Thornley.
Yes, Chris Thornley, welcome.
Thank you.
Right on. I meant to grab a prop, and the prop was going to be a stick of Squirrel's nut butter. Got lost in the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But what is Squirrel's nut butter?
A concoction of 4 natural ingredients. Our green label is coconut oil, cocoa butter, beeswax, and vitamin E. Originally created for moisturizing the skin for eczema, and later discovered by a gentleman named Squirrel that it's amazing as an anti-chafe.
Mm-hmm.
Used to own a tree service, and one of my climbers I had nicknamed Squirrel. He decided to use it as a chamois butter for mountain biking, and said it's pretty amazing. So,
but Squirrel does not rhyme with Myler.
No. Is that going to be a problem?
I'm sure we can get past it, but yeah. So Squirrel.
Yeah, Brian Marshall lives here in Flagstaff.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nickname.
Great mountain biker.
Nickname.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've never known anyone with the actual legal last name.
No.
Squirrel.
Nope. He's an amazing tree climber, and he reminded me of a squirrel in the canopy, and so I nicknamed him Squirrel. Yeah, kind of crazy.
Right.
No intention of starting an anti-chafe company, or certainly not a global brand, and so just a very unique organic name, and here we are.
Yes.
I no longer do the tree service.
Right on. Okay.
Just make lube. Human lube.
Okay.
Day after day.
I was going to save that after dark. Awkward pause.
We're just going to do a station break and talk to our lawyers. Should we introduce the dog in the back?
You are going to fit in real nice here, Chris.
Cujo in the back here?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cuj?
Yes. Yeah, so I'm curious, like these 4 natural ingredients that are like kind of the DNA of your product. But how do you see it? You know, because like you basically created this thing, and it's your creation. And do you view that that DNA or essence of it as like that's our Coke formula, like that is what we do, and it is what we will always do? Or is it like, oh, I'm trying to optimize anti-chafing functionality in the products I create, and therefore I'm willing to evolve, and maybe we started with these 4 natural ingredients, but that's not necessarily where we'll end.
So it actually started with more ingredients, more essential oils, and another carrier oil, almond oil, and that was actually a great accident. When I gave some product to Squirrel to give to his partner for her dry skin, she was allergic to nuts, and the almond oil in there just made that container, that tin, go into the medicine cabinet. Squirrel ran out of his normal anti-chafe for mountain biking and decided he would use it. We have since eliminated in our green labels all essential oils, and that almond oil is out, so that people with allergies or skin sensitivities, they can use our product. You know, they could be 85 miles into a 100-miler and just simply use our product at an aid station and not have and go into anaphylactic shock or something. So we completely just minimized it.
Always
And some
nice, yeah.
people are like, yeah, kind of smells weird, or how come it doesn't have a scent? And there's a reason for that. And we are also expanding to add some scents. We have some of our products, our saddle butter and our Happy Toes, we add tea tree oil and peppermint oil in those. And we have some other things coming down the road
Right on.
as
Okay.
well. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're a super small team, so there's a lot to do. We wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And we make everything here in Flagstaff. It's not outsourced. So we manufacture it all right here.
Yeah. I think Flagstaff boosterism might be a theme. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is Flagstaff in your estimation?
I think it's a 10. If it had a river, it would be a 9 or an 8 because it would be way more populated.
Yeah.
So the no river running through town with the kayak part,
Wow.
you know.
Good take.
Just trying to paint a nice picture on it. I wish there was a river running right through it. If I could just kayak after work, but
Yes. No river.
yeah.
Alas.
No, I like Flagstaff. I moved here from Northern California, went to Humboldt up in Arcata, and came down here. Actually, my brother was a software engineer for Motorola in Tempe, and came down here to be near him, and also the dry climate. I loved.
Did you
and the
say
rock
your
climate's
brother?
amazing. Yep, Craig
Okay.
Thornley. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
So that's how I ended up here, and I absolutely love it. It's a great hub of diversity from you know, Sedona being so close, or you know, Red Rocks, or Yosemite is only 9-10 hours away. I love it.
I just wanted to linger a bit on the moving here to be close to your brother, because I have 2 brothers. I have 2 siblings, 2 brothers, and we have variously moved places to be close to each other.
Yeah,
So that's a thing. It's kind of a wonderful thing, right?
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
We were climbing a lot together back then. He's now in Auburn. He's a Western States race director, so he has to be in Auburn. But he really is, his home is Eugene, Oregon. That's where he went to college and attempted to run for them, but couldn't quite make the team. They're fast. We came from a very small high school, so he won a lot of races, competing against other small high schools, and then found out that there's a lot out there.
Another level, yes.
Yeah.
So I want to remind everyone, or tell everyone who hasn't been at Dream Run Camp Live before, that anyone present or watching live is welcome to fire a question at Chris, who is a wonderful guy, even though his name does not rhyme with
Eiler.
Myler. Yes. So so you brought up your brother, and I chose to linger on it. So rewind. Where are you from, and what was your early life like?
So was born in San Jose, California, in the Bay Area, South Bay. Early on, I think maybe I was in kindergarten, moved to cool California. My stepfather got a job in Sacramento, so we moved the family out there. And man, what an amazing place to be a kid back then in the late 70s and 80s.
Why'd they call it cool?
I don't know where that name came from, but it is COOL. I don't know.
Is it
where
close
that comes
to Weed, California?
from. It is. Yeah, a little south of Weed. Good one. And we grew up on the Western States Trail, grew up with the Western States race, and so my family was very much integrated in the race as a volunteer of some sort, aid stations or whatever, for years, and then eventually Craig became the director. But yeah, I wouldn't. That was just. It's really changed now, obviously, population, but that was an amazing place to be a kid, I will say. Lots of freedom. Yep. No cell phones back then, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. No,
It was a different life.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that part of the world, not as well as you do, but yeah. So like, why aren't you there right now?
Well, when I went to Humboldt, I definitely traveled the Western U.S. Climbing for about 6 months, looking for a place to land. Bend, Oregon felt great. Flagstaff felt great, and also Boulder
The
felt
usual
good.
list. Yeah.
Exactly, it is. It is the usual list, but
Yep.
Flagstaff just felt, again, really, the climbing around here is amazing, suits my style of climbing and the limestone rock, and then being close to Craig. It was great just to be able to climb together a lot, and then he moved back to Eugene and then back down to Auburn. Yeah.
Do you happen to know Ryan Whited?
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, he's a local guy, climber, like moved here for climbing. He's a strength coach at Paragon Athletics.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I know. I just have never worked underneath him.
Yeah, but
I hear I should. I hear he should train me.
He's really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
He really is. I mean, that's why he's part of our team.
Yeah.
But very similar story. Just like he's like, actually similar to me. Like, I could live in any number of places, like, but I'm gonna choose a particular place that, like, no place is perfect, right? But like,
Sure.
a place that checks a lot of boxes. Yeah.
And back when I ran, the Grand Canyon is just ridiculous. It's a magnet, and it feels like home when I'm in it. And now I'm drawn to the river, going down on the river. But the Grand Canyon is just amazing, just amazing. Never gets old.
You said back when you ran.
Yes.
My ears perked up.
So Craig was a big runner in the family, and so I also started running early. 5th grade, I could run 20 miles in a day, and just kind of went from there. My folks they held me off on running a marathon on the road, but it was okay in training on dirt. But yeah, so I ran competitively, track cross country, super slow, never broke the 5-minute mile, got 5 flat, still haunts me. But I did break 3 hours in the marathon in high school, and I ran my first 50-miler in high school my senior year.
You were a unicorn back then.
Is that a compliment? Is that a powerhouse, an endurance animal,
it's not
or
a dig.
an unusual animal?
Yeah, I'm just like, because like that is becoming more common. Like, I'm assuming you're older than 25?
I'm a little bit older than 25.
Yeah,
Yep.
so this is a while ago.
Yes.
When you were very young doing these things. Like, how many other people did you know your age who were doing
They
this?
weren't.
Yes, exactly.
They weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't doing that.
Yes. So.
But it suited me. I enjoyed the competition. I enjoyed the training with track and cross country and the team and everything. But I really like just going through the woods and walking and running and doing whatever I feel like.
But why did you even think that was possible for you? Like, for some people, it's like, it's not possible for me unless I'm seeing other people I can relate to doing it. Like, you did something that none of your peers were doing. And like,
I have no idea. But because Craig was still just focused on running really fast, trying to qualify in the marathon. Never quite did, but he was very, very fast. And I just happened to, growing up seeing people running Western states was definitely very,
Okay.
very powerful
Yeah.
for me. And turns out I just like that kind of adventure. Not that I
Mhm.
can go that fast, but I just like being wasted in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
whether you have a watch or not.
Mm-hmm. Don't rub your nose then.
Are we having technical difficulties?
No, we're
Okay.
fine. Yeah, no, I just I thought I had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
David has one.
Yeah. So you talked about your you have a very small team that you work with for your
Yes.
business. What was the process like getting your team together, and is there a reason you have it that way?
That is an amazing question. I'm
Yes,
glad that
this guy's
you answered
amazing.
it, or
Yes.
you asked it. You might be the first person to ask me that exactly, and it's a very unique style that I have running a business, which is basically winging it.
Okay.
I would bring people on board if our personalities aligned, and then it was like, what can you do to help me grow this brand? It wasn't until like literally this year that we actually hired people on our team for a specific reason before we knew them. And so our growth has been amazing without real structure, real business structure with a marketing and sales team. We never had that until this year. It's all organic growth. It's all accounts approaching me, international distributors approaching me. I've said this a million times in my story, but REI approached me when I was still in the house and asked if it would be okay to sell our product in their stores. And I was like, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Let me talk to my lawyers. No, it was, I was incredibly nervous talking to REI, and I let them know, I'm nervous, I'm a tree guy, and, like talk at a third grade level with the business stuff, because I don't know, like they're at a whole nother level talking to REI, and like, I don't know, I climb trees. But I make really good lube. I just don't know the business part. Like I know the lube is really good,
Right.
Mhm.
and the intention of making that product is
Lauren, can you turn the lights down?
it's the intention is to help skin, and that can actually be make somebody's life better depending on their condition, maybe from an amputation, now they're wearing a prosthetic, so that silicone anaerobic area on the stump is very tricky to try to keep non-irritated. So my goal in the future is to somehow be able to provide our product at no cost in third world countries, to starting out with children with prosthetics, because it really does, it can change the quality of life. And that's pretty important to me. Right now we just market, first world people choosing to run and stuff, and that's great, because that's my community and I feel part of it. It's great. I just like for the quality to really reach the bottom of my heart, it's helping the third world countries, because it's really amazing.
That's really cool.
I think
It's
that's what I'm told.
Your drive for the business is just because you love
Yes.
what you're doing, and
Yeah.
you've surrounded yourself with like people who are able to like put that at another level, right? Like you have a legal team that was talking with the REI, and it's like talk to me at a third grade level, but make sure these people like tell me.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like what they're like actually getting at, that's really cool.
Yeah, and I've said this right from the beginning. I don't. My skill set is not running a business or growing a brand, but it's building community. I feel like that's what I can do well.
Yeah.
So it's working, and the community is absolutely helping the brand awareness around the globe.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's pretty fun. It's a lot of work. Giving it everything I have.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I can relate to so much of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like the or leadership or entrepreneurial style. I feel very accidental in my role with Dream Run Camp. It's like I did not set out to start any any type of business, and I do trust my gut, and I have strong, like we got Lauren over there on the other side of the camera. It's like, why is Lauren involved in Dream Run Camp? Because like I have a connection with her.
Yeah.
Like she's super gifted and talented, but it's like that comes second, right? It's just like, wow, we vibe, and I'm trying to do this thing. It's like, how do we slot you in? Betsy over here, very similar. Like technically I coach, you get a shout out every episode now. Until you are sitting in this seat, you're gonna get a shout out in every episode. But like, Betsy too. Like, it's just like, you're what technically, what does it say on the website? Local ambassador for Dream Run Camp. Yeah, but that, like, actually that's kind of perfect. So technically I coach Betsy, but Betsy just like can connect with anyone on any level. And like, why are you sitting in that seat? You're an asset to this business, and I love you, but you're an asset to the business. And it's like the connection comes first, and then like, and if you have to believe in the mission, but like if we connect and you believe in the mission, we'll figure it out, right? Yeah.
No, 100%. We're on the same page. And I really do believe in this and my product, and I think that it's magnetic. So it's like you said, the people they're either drawn to it or they're not, and those who are drawn to it are part of my team, and the sky's the limit on what we can do.
Any questions? I have one teed up, but okay, right.
Any hard questions from the chat? Okay.
I might have on the so besides the fact that like obviously you said you have a really strong community and it is a really good product.
Yeah.
How do you think if there is something got you that deal with REI?
REI said they were aware of our brand through social media, Instagram, and they could feel that there was a vibe around it, and they thought it was definitely a natural product that they thought would fit well in REI. And they, several years ago, they said by the end of 2025, you couldn't put anyone who is a vendor of REI, you couldn't use any plastic. And we made the switch instantly, and our competitors in the same area are still in plastic, and I'm not sure what their plan is, or hopefully they're held accountable, because we hopped on right away. Our compostable tube in our tins. Did I answer that? Yeah.
Social media,
Yeah, the social media it's such a good thing. When you do something wrong, you're called out. And when you do something right.
Betsy Mueller, everyone.
There she is. You do something right, people spread the word as well. If you're kind of benign, then maybe nothing really happens. So we had the right ambassadors come behind our brand and begin the process of brand awareness. Michael Wardian was our first ambassador in 2015. Jim Walmsley was our second ambassador before he was big Jim Walmsley, working in the bike shop at Absolute Bikes. And then our third ambassador was Pete Kostelnik, who held the American 24-hour record at 164 miles, I think. Hopefully I didn't blow that, Pete. Pete lives in Flagstaff now. And so that right there, they just helped raise awareness of the brand. And we give out a lot of samples to races and just people, I'm not sure where we're going to end up this year. It's well over 50,000 samples that we give out. And the stuff works. And it's not just for chafing, just any dry skin, or I use it on my lips multiple times a day.
If you're starving, you can eat it.
You could eat it. Not a lot of benefit to eating it, but yes, you could eat it.
Wow. They put that on the label.
If you're desperate. Speaking of lawyers, my lawyers
Yeah.
are telling me to
Don't
walk
say
back
that.
level.
Please don't eat it.
It's like,
Oh, you can use it on
yeah, just,
infants.
like, first inject some bleach into your
Pregnancy, the skin,
Womp
just to
womp.
keep it moisturized and supple and elastic, and like I said, diaper rash. The sky's the limit on what we could use it for.
Mm-hmm.
Your animals, dry noses, dry elbows.
So, I'm curious to hear your perspective on like creating a marriage between, like a passion for running acquired at an early age before you have a career, and then making a career that is, like you're not an Olympic runner, so you didn't make a career of running that way.
That is correct.
But still, like, like that passion led to what you're doing now. And again, like it resonates with what I'm doing. Like I never made a nickel running,
Right.
and yet,
Yeah, 100%. We're like, I ran competitively. I would put bibs on for, 32 years or something. The ultra community definitely felt like a great place to start with the product. Different than a road marathon, we might be trying to sample 40,000 samples in one race, which we couldn't do in the beginning. And it feels really good to give back. I definitely, it's a win-win. I'm involved in a lot of races and aid stations. I run a lot of aid stations, and it's obviously I'm branding because I put a branded tent, but I'm there to give back to the community because I was on the other side for a long time. So it feels good to see the other side, for sure. And it feels good to, to provide something that does help people, and they want to support the brand, and then the stuff works.
Are you in a position now where you offer kind of, you asked kind of like, Tyler asked a question that was like, the answer to which could benefit him as he looks forward to his own career development. Where you sit, do you find yourself like mentoring or dispensing wisdom, or, I get it, like you're humble about like how you got where you are, but there's still like, there's some, there's something in your experience that can benefit people who are younger than you, coming up behind you. Are you doing that?
I do, and with other startups, if anybody approaches me, I'm more than happy to. I love sharing my story and what I think is important, that's outside of the actual business plan, but just the community building and believing in yourself and your brand, and then going for it no matter what. No matter what. Sometimes just like in a long race, you're just ready to be done. Taking your shoes off sounds pretty good, but that's not where I'm at. Keeping the shoes on, we're digging deep.
Yeah. So if the person who wants you to dispense wisdom and mentorship is me, sitting right here. So yeah, you're getting like you got the tour. When you showed up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful place.
You have a sense of like what I'm trying to do here, and the parallels between like you and me are obvious to me.
Yeah.
But I think you are definitely further along, and so yeah, what do you have to offer me and us and Dream Run Camp?
I think probably keeping your desire, your intention on the front burner the whole time of why you want to do this, what you want to provide for the community, and and then just being patient. You know, it takes a little while to start building, and then it starts picking up traction.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times when you wish that traction was better than it is, but just resorting back to that desire, I think, is what I'm always doing.
Mm-hmm.
When my snorkel's under the water, I go back to the desire. This is good for humans.
Yes.
This is good for all humans.
Yeah. Yep. Dang.
And I hope that it pays off, you know, for me, the amount of work that I'm putting in, obviously to share my product around the world, but I do want to retire. And, you know, hopefully this hard work does pay off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, retirement. Okay. That's for a future episode. We'll have you back.
Yes.
Yeah. 'Cause I
A
think
retirement party.
Yeah, I think we could vibe on retirement fantasies as well. I have them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm 54, and
dude.
you too?
I'm 53. Yeah.
Are you a Sagittarius?
No, but I am left-handed.
I'm right-handed. We have our challenges, but are we still recording?
Yeah. No, this is how we do it. You should have
No, I
watched
love it.
previous episodes.
Well, normally I do, and lately I just have not been doing podcasts. I go through phases, and I just haven't been at all.
Well,
I'm into
we feel,
audiobooks right now, and yeah.
You know, we feel blessed.
But I will definitely. I'm sure my mom will watch this one, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored to be here.
Yes. Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you can generalize, like, so that I asked you to provide counsel to me,
Yeah.
but for the young athletes in the room. So we've got a 19-year-old college runner here. We've got a 20-year-old college runner here. We've got a 26-year-old former college runner here. You know, like, you know, the advice you just gave me, like, you know, that, you know, like experiential wisdom, like how much does it apply to their context?
I'm not positive. I'll take a stab at this. I think probably the same way that you try to find a life partner, it can't be forced. You can force it, and it may work a little bit, but it's not the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
And there are opportunities in all aspects of life with meeting other human beings or being in a camp like this, having conversations with people that you don't realize until later how much of an impact that conversation had, and it might be 2 or 10 years later. But there are opportunities constantly, and it's just a matter of having the awareness of when to hop on an opportunity. And I'd never pass up opportunities, even if I don't think there's going to be a tremendous amount of value out of it. But if there's an opportunity, I always go into it as if there's something to learn here.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what it is. And sometimes it's really obvious on what it is, but I don't know if that made any sense or not. But
Yeah.
don't force it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the intention. I think the intention is key. Going into whatever you're doing with good intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go toe the line at a race, and you're there with everybody else to bring out the best of each other. And whoever has the best day gets to go across the line first. And yes, you need to have put in the homework and get the fitness up there. But you know, if you approach that, let's do this. Let's bring everybody to their best today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to roll through life.
Mm-hmm. I see you nodding your head because I've heard you express, like, this is 20-year-old David here, like, who like has articulated his version of exactly
Really?
what you just said. Like, yeah, you know, it's like.
Would you like a job?
Yes. Opportunity.
Yeah.
A+.
No, wait. You're second in line. I want to give this guy a job.
Okay. It'll be a part-time job.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know, I have a degree in forestry, worked in the ski industry for a decade coming out of college, up at Snow Bowl, and started a tree service. Didn't need a forestry degree for that. Just kind of felt like, what am I going to do the rest of my life? It was good at the tree work, climbing trees.
Good at climbing trees.
Yeah, but this really does feel, this is a genuine, this feels really good to be trying to get the product around the world. It feels really good. And again, trying not to just be for the first world, those who are choosing to ride their bike in a triathlon or, whatever, that's great. But just, it really does work. Those who have eczema or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
just dry skin or.
Yes. So I look forward to you hanging out so I actually want to give a special shout out. This is our commercial break to my exceptional wife, Nataki. Yeah, they're in the background. Yeah, to a certain degree, people come to Dream Run Camp for me, but what they get is
Yeah.
Nataki.
It's a team.
Yeah, Nataki is my, I was going to say secret weapon, but she's the opposite of a weapon. Yeah, I thank God for my wife every day. And on this particular day, I thank my wife for this vegan. Don't let that put you off. We have vegans in the room, but vegan enchilada casserole. This is her second. I sampled the first, and it was spectacular.
Yummy.
Yes, and so you're gonna hang out for it?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, appreciate it. And we'll talk a little bit more about, there's so many, we have a lot to talk about. Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you are very welcome, and thank you for coming. Thank you for your kind attention, and let's have some vegan enchilada casserole.
Yummy. Stay lubed.